The video is called Diablo 4 has ruined gaming. I don't know if this means... This caught my attention because to me this means that I can't play other game because I am always thinking about Diablo 4, you know. But maybe to him he means that Diablo 4 fucking sucks, you know. And I don't know, and it ruined how we perceive gaming. So let's see what he has to say. In my opinion, to me Diablo 4 has ruined gaming, but because, brother, I am always thinking about Diablo 4, I wanna play Diablo 4 and not other game gives me the satisfaction that I am looking for with Diablo 4, brother. I played Diablo 4 for 3 days on the beta and I am on a massive withdrawal, and there is no other game that fills the void that Diablo 4 left, brother. And I am constantly consuming content about Diablo 4 and playing other ARPGs, trying to fill that void. So I don't know if this video is about that, but I hope so. But let's see what the dude has to say.
Since Diablo 4's beta, there have been a lot of us, including myself, that have just been absolutely disenfranchised by any other game out there. And that is because...
He said it. He said it. That is exactly what I just said, guy. That is exactly what I just said, brother.
Because we all had so much fun playing Diablo 4. And I want to talk a couple of your comments and just thoughts out there about this. But for myself, I've been playing games since I was 6 years old. I started on RuneScape. I have 12,000 hours in RuneScape. I probably have 25,000 hours in League of Legends. I still play.
Brother, 12,000 hours on RuneScape. You are fucking insane, brother. So you caught a lot of trees and you fish a lot of fish.
Most like Guild Wars to this day. And yet all these games, Diablo 3, Diablo 2, these recent games seem a little hollow just because we're all so excited for Diablo 4.
I agree completely, brother. I played Diablo in these days that I am experiencing withdrawal. I played Diablo 2. I played Diablo 3. I completed them. They are cool, but they didn't fill the hole that Diablo 4 left. I tried playing Diablo Immortal. That was bullshit. After 1 hour and a half, I uninstalled. I am right now playing PoE, and I started Last Epoch. Again, cool games, not even close to Diablo 4 feeling, brother. Nothing can fill that void, and I am just hoping this month and a half goes fast, really quick, to be able to play Diablo 4.
And I think the first...
Yes, RuneScape is cool, Celote.
thing I want to talk about is the comment that actually kind of set me on this path. This was dropped just recently, but it's not the first time I've seen a comment like this. And this person, Anti-Human Designs, says, I have one thing to say as a review.
Is the 4 already in your top 10 games of all time? Well, I don't know because I haven't played the full game. But I must tell you that the gameplay, the way the game feels when you move your character, when you attack, when you use an ability, it is top 1. There is no other game that I have ever played that feels like the gameplay where you play Diablo. The fluidity, you know, the flow, the how you feel when you move your character. Not even close. Now, game as a whole, well, there are a lot of systems that we haven't interacted with that may be bullshit. So I can say that the game as a whole is already in my top 10. I have to play the full game. But I must tell you that moving the character, feeling the character, it is just the top 1, and there is nothing that comes even close, brother. It is insane. And the immersion, how you feel the atmosphere, you know, the world, the sound, the ambience of the game is insane too. Like PoE or Last Epoch or whatever don't have that same level of immersion, brother. You feel another level of atmosphere inside the game. Of course, there are other games that also provide this. For example, something like Silent Hill or Dead Space. Those games have a great atmosphere. Well, Diablo 4 has that, brother. And in the realm of ARPGs, there is no other ARPG that provides the same level of immersion, in my opinion. But again, as the game as a whole, I can't really tell yet. But brother, I am really hyped up and I wanna play it, bro. Can you move and attack at the same time, or is it stand still or attack each time? It depends on the ability, but you can move and attack depending on the attack. And if you are quick with your hands, you can attack, move. You know, like kiting. And there are abilities like the whirlwind for the barbarian, where you move and you are casting the thing. You know, you are doing the whirlwind and you can walk at the same time. It is really cool.
View of the beta. I'm still suffering from heavy withdrawal, and that says a lot.
Exactly, that is the word that I use all the time, that I am on withdrawal from the game, brother.
View of the beta. I'm still suffering from heavy withdrawal, and that says a lot. And I couldn't agree more. Despite all the videos I've made, some of the critiques I've made, what I say the game is, which is me personally about an 8 out of 10, but what fun I've had in the game.
And yes, brother, I have watched a lot of videos about Diablo 4, and some people have some critiques that are on point, brother, regarding itemization, or there is not enough customization for the builds that you made, for balance between classes. All of that are valid critique points. But again, brother, the game feels good to play. It is fun. It has immersion. That is why I say, well, we have to interact with these systems later on to see if that hurts the game. But if you are looking to play a game that is fun, that feels good to play, this is the one, brother. It feels fucking great, my dude. So we will see when the game actually launches how much of a drawback is the way they are projecting the itemization and those end game systems, because that is what people are concerned about. What is going to happen on the end game?
I think this statement, I'm still suffering from heavy withdrawal.
Diablo Immortal has the most customization in terms of when you create your character. You can modify their face and their body like no other Diablo game. But in terms of building the character, it is the worst one. My internet is shit today. Damn, brother, that sucks, brother. When my internet is being shit, I am pissed off because it sucks, bro.
Is a perfect representation of a lot of us out there. And as he continues to say, no matter what you say, is the game good or bad, and so on.
Yo, Vertigo, my dude, how you doing, brother? I am glad you are here, bro. I am glad you are here, my dude.
The fact that it has such an impact proves a lot, and that it's going to be something special. And I think this is totally true. As much as, you know, we like to, I guess you could say, kind of laugh at some people that are just completely off base with some of their critiques, but also all kind of weird.
I agree with this statement, by the way. Yes, there are some valid points to critique the game, brother, but we only played the game for 3 days and we are on withdrawal and we want more and more about the game. That means something, brother. That must mean that the game feels really good, that the game is addictive, brother, because in only 3 days we got hooked and we can't stop thinking about this shit.
It out when people are saying this is going to be the absolute best game ever, because it doesn't seem like that. Obviously, we're all coming in typically in this internet day of age where we're all super critiques when we come in, but as they say, they've had 70,000 hours of gaming. I mean, I've played, again, as I said, at a high level. I was at Grandmaster in League of Legends. I've done all the advanced rating content in Guild Wars, in RuneScape, in World of Warcraft, all these different things. I've played all these games, and yet this game in particular, more so than anything else, has left an impact on me, perhaps because it's been so long since a Diablo game has released, but also...
No, brother, it is because the way the game plays is something else. Nothing comes close, brother.
Just because it's a massive release, potentially the biggest release that Blizzard has ever had, next to maybe World of Warcraft, and we've all been waiting for so long, and it's actually impressed quite a few of us, and we are excited for the game to launch. I think at the end of the day, regardless of if you hate the game or absolutely love it, the fact that a game itself can elicit this much emotional reaction in the community says...
By the way, the thing that he's playing on the background is a world boss. And you can fight that boss with 7 other people. Like, you go in there like 8 people and try to kill the boss, and it has some awesome mechanics, and the camera zooms out to be able to see the size of the boss, brother. That is cool. My kids and I still play the old Diablo together. Oh, brother, that is so fucking cool. I played recently the Diablo 2 and Diablo 3, and it was great, bro. It must be... I always think that playing games with a son or a daughter must be awesome, brother. But I don't have any, you know. But it must be cool being able to play games with your kids, bro.
A lot about how important this game is as a whole to the gaming industry, not just the people who like it or the people who just hate Blizzard. And they aren't the only ones.
Exactly. There are people that hate Blizzard, and that removes their ability to enjoy the game if the game is good. Brother, separate these two things. If the game is good and you like the game, are you going to dislike the game just because you hate Blizzard? That makes no fucking sense, brother. That makes no sense at all.
That have had this sort of sentiment towards the beta. As you can see from this post right here, I should have never played the beta.
Oh, brother, I don't think I should have never played it because I enjoyed that time, but I understand this feeling. I should have never played the beta because now I am anxious because I want the game to release because I can't fucking wait.
It's got 414 upvotes, and I want to go over some of the comments in here because I absolutely agree with sort of this sentiment, and that is, I've been counting the days until release so I can get another taste. I should never touch the beta. I'm like a crackhead on withdrawals right now. And some people are just absolutely agreeing. Some people, of course, are negative as per usual, but I think the majority of the Diablo 4 subreddit has been daily posts about these types of things, where it's like, man, the beta was so good, I cannot wait. I'm just sitting here waiting and waiting.
Brother, and I am of the thinking, if I don't know if you guys know, but this season of PoE that released like a week ago, PoE has the best the record of players playing the game at the same time, like their peak players at the same time. And I believe Diablo 4 has a lot to do with that, because people are on withdrawal because of Diablo 4 and they are trying to play something else that resembles the game, and they went and played the new season of PoE to be able to treat their withdrawal syndrome. And you know how I know that? Because I am one of those. I had never played PoE, and I started playing PoE with this season because I want to play Diablo and I can't do it, you know. So I believe, like me, there are thousands of people, and PoE is benefiting from the Diablo 4 beta to be able to have a lot of players.
And waiting, which is pretty funny. And as you can see, some people are saying, I disagree. It's nice to have the feeling of waiting for the release of the game. And as this person responds, it's been a long time since I was this.
No, brother, the feeling of waiting for the game sucks. But I am grateful for having played the beta because I now know that I like the game, you know. Because before you buy the game and you don't know if you are wasting your money because you don't know if you are going to like the game. Now I can buy the game with confidence because I played it for free and I liked it, you know.
This excited for a release might have been since D3 actually, which is really insane.
I am going to my favorite was the Druid, and the Druid was the most underpowered one. But brother, I like the gameplay of the class and the theme of the class. You are a dude that can go into werewolf, into werewolf. You command the winds, the earth. Brother, that is fucking cool. That is what I like the most. I know he was underpowered, but I don't give a fuck about that. In this type of games, I get into the character, you know. And the Druid character was the one that gave me that fantasy, you know, that I like. After the Druid, I like the Barbarian and the Necro, then the Rogue, and then you put like 500 kilometers of shit, and then the Sorcerer. I hate fucking Sorcerers. Sorcerers are for pussies. But yes, it goes like that. Druid, then Necro and Barbarian tied, then Rogue, then 500 kilometers of shit, and Sorcerer. And I know the Sorcerer is a good design class, by the way. People have praised the design choices for the Sorcerer, and it was really strong, but I don't give a fuck. I always hate mages and sorcerers and pussy bitches like that. Call me a big pussy then. You enjoy the Sorcerer, Vertigo. What did you build around? Fire, ice, Thunder. At least tell me that you played with thunder or fire. Don't tell me you were a frost pussy bitch, brother.
Considering the fact that, you know, Thief 3 was, what was that? It was 2011, so 12 years ago. This person...
Fire, okay, you are cool. You are cool with fire, my dude. Yes, being OP is fun. I know, brother, I know.
It says, I actually went back to PoE after 10 years because of that beta. It's like trying to cure crack addiction by drinking water. And don't get me wrong, the water's fine, but like...
Exactly. He went to PoE after 10 years. I had never played PoE. I am playing PoE and the game is good. The game is cool. It looks like shit, but the game is cool. I am having fun, but it is not even close to Diablo 4, brother. It is not even in the same realm, brother. The immersion and the way you move your character and how you go into the game in Diablo 4 is another level, brother.
Taste, and you occasionally find feces in it. This is something that I've kind of found myself.
Yes, exactly. That was my first thing for the druid, brother. You have wolves and you can be a werewolf. That is my jam, brother. You know that is my jam. Look at my profile picture in here. It is a fucking wolf. That is my jam, brother. So yes, but he was undertuned. Like I like the werewolf where you just Shrek things, hitting stuff, and that werewolf sucked. The good werewolf was the one where you poison stuff, and even then it wasn't that good if you compare it to other stuff. But I don't care. I am still going to play druid on launch, and they say that they tweaked a little bit the balance of the game, like in a blog post like 2 days ago or yesterday or something like that. And yes, you can summon minions with the Necromancer character in Diablo 4. The Necromancer has a lot of ways to customize your minions, and the Druid also has minions, but it is not as prevalent as the Necromancer. The Necromancer is the minion class for sure, brother. Also, Diablo is racing against PoE 2. Yes, brother, PoE 2 looks good. But you don't have a date announcement, so Diablo 4 is just going to be launched sooner, you know. What I hope happens with Diablo 4 and PoE 2 is that they don't release seasons at the same time, you know. It will be cool, like you play a season for Diablo 4, and then 1 month goes by, you are already bored or something like that, and then comes the season from PoE 2, you enjoy that one, and then comes the season for Diablo 4, and you are going from one gate to the other and enjoying and having fun, you know. That you don't have to decide which game to play because the 2 seasons were released at the same time.
I did try to play some PoE as well. I just couldn't really get into it. I actually played a ton of Last Epoch a couple months.
And I'll be honest, Blizzard will do whatever they want. The ones that have to adapt to this are gear grinding games, brother. The ones from PoE. Because if they both release at the same time, I believe Diablo 4 is going to crush the PoE season. So they need to see, oh, Diablo 4 is going to release a season, we'll release it after or before, you know. But you don't overlap with Diablo 4 because they are going to crush you, brother.
Months ago, before the multiplayer beta released, or the multiplayer patch released, and I launched that game up and found that I just really couldn't get into it that much. I launched D3 and I still play it occasionally, but even D3 has been a little bit of kind of boring considering that we've played the D4 and there's so much more to offer. Again, this is just my opinion. I don't think PoE is a bad game. I don't think Last Epoch's a bad game. I don't think D3 is a bad game.
I started playing Last Epoch yesterday. I am like level 7 and I took a look at the skill tree. And brother, that system that Last Epoch has is really cool. It's really cool. Of course, I have to keep playing the game to know where it leads, but for now, it's really cool. And PoE is also fun, but again, not at the same level as Diablo 4, brother. And these games are more, the builds are more complex. Diablo 4 is more simple, but the gameplay, it feels different, brother.
It's just that I'm not having nearly as much fun as I used to in these games because of Diablo 4. And definitely that's something that hasn't really happened in quite some time. It's like when Oblivion released, for those of you that remember, and trying to play Morrowind for a little bit, it's like, oh, I can't play Morrowind for a second until Oblivion released, and then now we go back to Morrowind, etc. But
I have never played those games, by the way. Not a single Skyrim.
continuing onwards here, there's a ton of different comments about this, right?
I will be streaming Diablo 4 for sure. I will be streaming Diablo 4 for sure. I am playing PoE and Last Epoch off stream, but Diablo 4 I am going to create content for YouTube and I am going to stream it.
Torchlight 2 is easing the pain.
I don't know if I will. I am thinking about if I streaming the first day. Like Diablo 4 comes out officially for everyone the 6/6, you know. But you have early access the 1/6. I am thinking about buying the early access and playing those 4 days by myself to enjoy the game, to do the campaign, to be able to be immersed into the game without worrying the chat, the stream, the bullshit. But the day that it officially comes out in the 6/6, I stream the game that day. But this is not set in stone. I am thinking about this shit. But this is what I am probably going to do.
Diablo 3 took my withdrawals away for a second. You know, people are saying that. Continuing onwards, I'm a bit salty I can relate to this. PoE doesn't nearly feel as good. Like the gameplay in the moment to moment. Yes, the builds are cool. And PoE isn't nearly as good. Last Epoch is great.
That is a good way to say it. The moment to moment combat is insane. It's insane in Diablo, brother. And I hope this is one problem that I might complain in the future with Diablo, brother. If the game ends up being too easy and they don't take advantage of the awesome feeling and gameplay that they built with awesome bosses, I am going to complain, because you can create awesome complex bosses that you interact with crazy mechanics. Do that. Maybe if you don't have them on launch, it doesn't matter, but do that with seasons or whatever, because you can create some crazy fights in this game with complex mechanics, brother, because the gameplay is awesome. Take advantage of it, Blizzard. Don't fuck it up.
Potential, and I am supremely impressed, but it doesn't feel like D4 did. Absolutely true. I think this is kind of exactly what I'm feeling as well. Like the smoothness of the combat, the skill interactions in Diablo 4, the graphics, on top of that, just how the game atmosphere truly feels is just way different than any other ARPG out there right now.
Brother, the way you feel inside the atmosphere, the world, the graphics, you feel like you are in Sanctuary, you know, that you are in this dark world that is infested with demons. You feel that shit. It is insane, the immersion level that this game provides, bro.
Now, and this is boding to be a really, really powerful release. As I mentioned, this is just a lot of people being way more positive about the game. It's super exciting. So while a lot of people out there do have reasonable critiques, and there's also a lot of people out there that are just completely thrashing the game, I think those are oftentimes a decent minority. They are decently large for Diablo 4 just because of Blizzard.
I believe that the correct standpoint is if like in the middle. You don't completely trash the game because the game has good qualities, but being also like, oh no, everything in the game is cool, will make it so Blizzard is complacent, and if there is something that needs to be fixed, then they don't fix it because people don't say anything about it, so it is cool. So we have to be critical when we need to be critical, you know, and make bad stuff become better so the game has the longevity that we want the game to have.
But it is a minority, and there are a lot of people excited about the game, including myself. These types of posts have happened so often on the Diablo 4 subreddit that there's this meme.
Diablo 4 might ruin my life and I'm here for it. Yes, brother, I can see this game like you just dump a whole bunch of hours in this, you know, and you keep playing and you keep playing and you keep playing, brother, and we don't want to ruin our lives because of a fucking game, you know. At least I am going to try to create content about the game and maybe everything goes well, you know. But we have to be careful with this, brother, because we know that this shit has happened before. Like, remember all those crazy stories about World of Warcraft when it first launched, how people ruin their fucking lives. This game has the potential.
post, Diablo 4 might ruin my life and I'm here for it. As you can see, it says, ever since playing the beta, no other game can keep my attention, etc., etc. And then it goes like, I'm submitting my work resignation. I wanted to start a sermon about the Cathedral of Light. I started talking to a divorce attorney. Like all these things.
This is a joke, bro. This is a joke. The dude is going to get a divorce. The dude is quitting the job. The dude is going all in on the game. This has to be a fucking joke, bro.
Throwing everything in their life away because they want to play Diablo 4. This is because these posts have happened so often that...
Look at that comment. OP is a lightweight, quitting work on June 6 when early access is used first. Completely agree, my brother.
There's just memeing about it, right? OP is a lightweight, quitting work on June 6th when early access is June 1st. You know, I already sold my kidney already. I mean, it's pretty funny, to be honest, because when you see stuff like this and you see the actual people that are interested in Diablo 4, there are a lot of people that are waiting for the absolute release of the decade, pretty much, because of how powerful,
yes, this is going to be
how
insane.
Big Blizzard is for one, but also how emotionally powerful the Diablo series have been to a lot of people. Because you have to remember that although I didn't grow up with Diablo 1, Diablo 2, etc., there are a lot of people out there that are, you know, a little bit older than I am that did have those experiences when they were younger, and that is a huge nostalgia hit.
Drafting my 2 weeks notice as we speak. Good idea, brother. Good idea. You go, well, no, 2 weeks notice is that because you are going to quit the job. No, I was thinking that a good idea is like taking your vacation days, you know, like you take your 2 weeks of vacation days, the 2 weeks that Diablo 4 releases, but not quitting full-time the job, brother.
Like when I remember going back to old school RuneScape, the game is way more fun just because I played it when I was 6 years old, right? That's just how these types of games work. And the Diablo series is really no different in that we're going to have so many people playing it because they've played Diablo when they were younger. But also there's going to be a whole new group of people that are, you know, crazy about ARPGs, and you know, the last Epoch players, the Path of Exile players waiting for new ARPGs, and Diablo 4 is going to be one of the biggest releases ever in terms of an ARPG that has ever happened. So it's pretty cool, and I'm curious on what you all have to say in the comment section down below. Have all their games been ruined for you? Are you excited about diving into potentially one of the most popular releases in the world when coming up? I mean, I shouldn't say world because a lot of those Eastern markets can get a little crazy for some of those mobile games, but it's definitely going to be a big release, and I'm here for it. So let me know what you think. Do
you guys think there are countries that are super religious that don't allow Diablo games to be released in there? By the way, I am a Christian, but probably there is something like Saudi Arabia where you can play this shit, or am I mistaken? Well, it doesn't matter. Yes, this is going to be a great release. The game is fucking awesome, brother. I am in withdrawal syndrome, just looking at everything, playing similar games, just trying to calm my mind until I can actually play this game, and I am going to keep making videos for this shit, brother. I am not quitting Marvel Snap, but I am going to continue making videos for Marvel Snap and also for Diablo, brother. Don't worry about it, brother. Thanks a lot, Bale Shot, for this video. It was a cool video, and yes, I was right with my interpretation of the title. Diablo 4 has ruined gaming because yes, nothing feels the same, brother. I want to play Diablo.